Much as I help you.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, hey, hi everyone. If it's 11 a.m. EST, it's time for Mike and me. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing okay, Coach. As always,
All right.
trade, and it's not what you're doing. It's not where you are. It's where you're going.
All right. Well, I just want to update some people that may have taken some ideas that I talked about earlier in the week on Monday on the video. Talked about selling the yen. It was here Monday. And we had this, I don't know, people thought we had intervention in the end, and then it came right back. No one has confirmed it from the BOJ. I do have a spike line now that comes in at 46. But tomorrow we have the NFP. It doesn't look good. And but I suggest, and what I've done is I've taken almost all of it off in front of the number, just because it's a red number. And to me, it's like a big earnings report or something that it's roulette, it's binary. I could do that at the casino. So I'd rather react to the reaction. So from Monday's levels, you have over 130 pips if you acted during the live stream. The other call I made on Monday was that I was looking to sell the dollar 107.20 because that was the 50% level. It overshot it a little bit, went to 107.34, but you have money made here, you have 60 pips. Could it break down and continue? Sure. Or if we get a strong NFP report and yields which have abated a bit, spike again, we could see a third drive up here in the dollar. So, prudence over valor for me. I've tried it's not my style anymore. I'm too old to try and be a hero on these numbers. I'm just not going to do it.
I'm a masochist.
I'd rather miss it.
I'm still in the masochistic situation.
I know. Well, you'll wait till you hit my age.
Well, you know what? My inheritance is going down the tubes with this Kellogg and Coca-Cola and everything like that. So I don't even have to fall back on it. Look, Coca-Cola. All
right.
Clorox. My mom's calling me up and asking me what's going on with Kellogg, and she's smart. Kellogg.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking me about SMCI. Okay.
Yeah. All the what's interesting about this sell-off today, Mike? First of all, I want to give some hope to the bulls that are looking for a rally, that we could have a 3 drive here under 4,200, but I'm conflicted. What's more important, a short-term technical formation, which I don't think it's going to be a major turn because it's not happening at a low after a long, at a bottom. It's not happening at a top. It's happening during the middle of a move. But you could get a 3 drives to a bottom formation that could lift it back to 3.5 or so sometime next week down here. But what's more important is the short term, and this is happening with a weaker dollar.
True.
Okay, so it's not the dollar today. Yields are steady. It's true. Doing it all on its own. The Magnificent Seven, they're on boot hill. Microsoft takes out 310, and Mike just mentioned about a bit. It's going to 260. Amazon, they tried to resurrect Amazon. This is all it could do after a 15% decline.
There's too much supply.
Yeah. So anyway, the Magnificent Seven, there was a big article on how they could make a rebound, Mike. So they were bought up a couple days ago. To me, they're still in boot hill. You don't get resurrected once you're on boot hill.
The only one I'm in is Meta.
Okay.
All right. I apologize, a little Amazon, but
Apple's holding up the best of all of them, but it still doesn't look great. So I think that's about, just to keep people updated with the metals, Mike, and you too. I know you're interested in what I'm thinking here.
They had a little dead cat bounce this morning, but I thought if it's only going to be a long, Coach, if it's going to be a short, you can't say anything for 2 years.
I'm not going to talk about a short. Good. I'm going to say gold too is down with a weaker dollar. Okay. I still think that, if the dollar comes off, we could get a bear market rally, but I still think we'll see sub 1,800, maybe 1,780 in the weeks ahead. Silver, my line that, when I was talking 2040, we almost got there.
That's true.
Low the move was
Yep.
2060. I'm thinking $20 now. Oh, and I did go out and buy some physical silver because I think
You go
everyone
to,
should have.
did you go to
Everyone,
Costco?
no, I didn't. No, I did it
Oh,
through a dealer.
okay,
But
they sell them
I
there.
think everyone should have 1 ounce rounds in case they need it for exchange, to barter with things. It's a good dollar hedge if we have a bear market in the dollar. And the shares, I haven't done anything yet, Mike, but I'm getting close. Like, silver's down hard today. So this is a kind of action I'm starting to look for.
Sure.
This is one of the only ones. It's up 5% today
So
for tuna
I saw.
with silver getting hit. So I'm looking to buy at 250, 240, one more low falling wedge. AG, one more low falling wedge, $4.50 or so. The silvers are a lot closer to buys for me than the golds, like BTG is, it doesn't look great, or even your mucks. I think BTG before it's over. Here's my range for buying this one. No, okay, I'll just scrunch up the
How
screen.
about AGQ? Would you suggest
240.
some sort of triple ETF?
For the metal
Physical?
itself.
Well, yeah, for like an NUGT or an AGQ.
Oh,
AGQ
yeah,
is a
yeah, but
triple
not yet.
silver. Okay,
Yeah, not yet. Because I mean, SILJ is the juniors, right?
right.
And it doesn't look as good as Fortuna. I mean, I don't have any divergence happening in here. It doesn't look like a wedge. Hard for me to, and this is, important to the market, but see, there's really no divergence here
I like the divergence.
compared to this, okay, or compared to AG. AG, if we have one more low, it's not going to take out 30. So those are a couple of the miners I'm looking at. Maybe I'll own them next week. We got a flush and everything, and one more low in silver, and but it's time to start accumulating. You won't hear me talk about the short side
I was
anymore.
being facetious, but I'm saying it because it's going to be it's a starting point for me to start building something and looking for confirmation after I do. So yeah.
Oh, and I know you trade these issues, Mike. We got a breakout in that gas.
Yes, I do.
All
Yes.
right, so
And I bought UNG instead of Boyle. I'd be up
okay,
$5 instead of Boyle. But I'm trying to not play triple E. Yeah, go ahead, Nat Gas.
they'll all work. I mean, look, there's a weekly chart. Look at that breakout.
That's okay.
So
I got it good.
yeah, you're not late. I mean, just a 50% bear market rally. What's this? $10, $2? That's $8. Halfway back is $6. Third of the way is here, back to the breakdown at 5. So I mean, there's 50, 60% in it here. And this is really the first week you have a breakout.
It seems to be yeah. It seems to be also like a hedge to the market to a degree.
Oh yeah,
It's
interesting.
you'll see that when the markets are both depressed and it's depressed, it's some sort of hedge. It's a very weird entity. It's why it's going up now, even when the natural gas stocks are getting destroyed.
Maybe it's because the bulls will go into their garage and just turn on the gas.
That's all right.
So that's
well, the problem, that's a horrible, you know what? That's a horrible way too. I could think of, I would load myself up with so much, well, whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah. You mean our
Putin's
normal
success
way.
is breaking news. Putin says Russia to deploy nuclear powered missiles soon. Russia successfully tested nuclear powered missile over the place.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You want to talk Russia? You weren't born yet, were you? In 1962?
No, 72.
Okay, that was the Cuban Missile Crisis. And I'd say that Putin would look at that world event as showing weakness by the USSR, backing down and pulling out their nukes out of Cuba, and he's very big on anniversaries,
True.
anniversary dates. So keep an eye on Putin. It'll be 61 years. October 19th, I think, through 26th was the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's incredible.
So,
yeah,
God forbid.
It's like the nuclear almanac.
Yeah. Anyway, that 61 years is almost a fib number.
That's
Another
true.
8 months,
That's
right?
true. That's actually true.
So
God forbid it goes through that one. Then there's the apocalypse.
That's why people tell me that I need to get out of the house a little more often, Mike. Is I sit here.
I can't.
And I think of these things. I can't help it.
Those days are over.
All right, so I'm surrendering the screen. NFP tomorrow. What do you feel comfortable with going home into the NFP tomorrow?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's going to be how they call this, coach.
Are there any sweeps betting on an outcome?
But you know what? I'm going to say something. When things get out of control, things get out of control. I'm not saying they're out of control. Well, maybe that's a poor segue. Then it's a waste of. Oh, let me show you these charts here. Yeah, you look at Coca-Cola.
Bearish wise guy
Coca-Cola.
in November.
My inheritance is freaking going down the tubes. Literally.
Yeah.
How about Clorox? Mom's on that for freaking.
So these are all first it was utilities, and now it's the staples.
Staples. Look at General Motors. I'm not saying my mom's in General Motors. Pepsi. I mean, where's the Mickey D's everybody was trying to short up top? Now, what I'm saying is.
Yeah, I talked about that.
Yeah, you did. Morgan Stanley. What do they do? Yeah. What's the segue here? Is this?
It's like it looks like Wile E. Coyote is everywhere.
You're making here's what the Jesus feed said. Now, really, is this really the reason? I mean, they could make 1,000 reasons. Pepsi, Coke, and Walmart traders circulating comments by Walmart regards the shoppers seem to be buying less food because of Ozempic. So you're telling me because of one weight loss, and by the way, I don't even think that makes sense because you could look at who makes Ozempic, and even Eli Lilly, which is pulling back. Now, I pulled back 20%. So
yeah.
So you're actually telling me the weight loss drug has been out the fad's been out, whatever you want to call it, for
a while.
Yeah. So you're actually thinking that today, after Coca-Cola chart, by the way, they're realizing that it's a weight loss drug. That's not it. With that being said, it's just an excuse.
Well, it's yields, Mike. I mean, they've abated, but I just had a conversation with Luke Groman, and if you want to hear a guy who talks about rates going to the moon,
that's what's important.
Okay, I have them booked for this month.
Another Starcast.
Yeah. So anyway, the market looks like. It's amazing how well the Qs are holding up during this slaughter you've just shown me.
I took losses today on stocks that were holding up, but you know what? This is truly where the market has no memory because now the oils are strong or bouncing. The technology is weak. The biotech sector has had its first bounce, and I don't know how. Well, whatever. I don't trust it. What
about utilities? Are they bouncing back?
No, they're not. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I actually bought, this is another trading example. I took a position small and I sold it right away. NEE, another one, a utility or any stock. Con Ed, bounced a little bit. AEP, bounce. No, that's a small bounce. I'm taking positions in long-time stocks. I'm starting to build in the fund now. Unfortunately, I have Riven. I'm not going to add. I'm going to have to wait till that wears off. But I am buying old favorites like Nutella that I was selling, a year ago at 60. That's coming out with data soon. I'm not saying I'm buying into data, but this is part of the XPI, maybe the rotation. I'm also buying some CRISPR. CRISPR bought there. The other ones are holding it. Starbucks that had like a little dead cat bounce. Kellogg. I have actually orders to buy a Kellogg. I actually have. I'm going to put this one away at $51 a share. You know what? I'm going to a monthly, and when I go to a monthly, here's the monthly on Kellogg around 51. I'll monitor it, but I have to go. If it gets weak, then it breaks a 14-year. Listen, if you know what, I might.
Wow, that's all the way back to the Great Recession low.
Morgan Stanley's the one, as I said, I'm going to. That's the monthly going back. Here's the weekly. Morgan Stanley holding the 200-day on the weekly.
Yeah.
Here's the daily. So Morgan Stanley, I'm going to put some away. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? All the charts you showed me, there's maybe bounces, but the market feels pretty vulnerable to me. Looking at everything
It has been
across
close.
diverse sectors, you've showed me damaged, broken stocks that may have rallies. Not like, long-term bottoms developing yet. A lot of them are confirming their lows. So I don't know. Prudence over valor. Anyway, we'll see what happens under 4,200 S&Ps. That was a big number for me. Months ago, people thought I was being aggressive talking about a pullback to 4,200.
I was one of them.
Okay, so here we are. It's trying to make a stand. So far, not that impressive. So we'll see if 42 holds. So what do you think is more important, Mike? That short-term 3 drive that I have coming up in the S&P, or the fact if S&Ps close under 4,200, which would have more weight with you?
The close before 4,200, and I'm going to tell you why. This very reason. Yesterday, put call ratios were the highest across the board. They're just, I don't understand what's just, the fear is still in the teens, and the VIX is so abated that there are still places to hide. So if they break 4,200 and the VIX is this low, I think that's going to cause even a bigger downside wave of lack of shift of complacency. Do you understand my point? Do you agree with my point?
Yeah. I think the VIX has to hold yesterday's lows. And if it does, and we break 4,200, I think we're going to that trend line around 25, 26.
That's correct. That's what it would say empirically and even psychologically. Yes.
That was just a technical target.
From now on, I'm just, I'm giving specific trades. It's I'm coming to a situation where I'm having more trepidation, knowing, playing long-term protection than I am, short-term. Short-term, they're volatile. I'm down on some things. Yes, it's going to take some time. I'm not getting stubborn. I wish the VIX would pop so I can just, reposition. But now I'm just, a Coca-Cola, for example, that's a slow bleed. I think that's a slow bleed. I mean,
okay.
I'm not in it, but I'm saying stocks like that are the VIX should be way more volatile than a Coca-Cola and a Clorox doing something like this. That's all.
Yeah, I'm surprised. The market was even higher today with this going on.
It is. So,
it's being short the right things. Obviously, I wish I was short some of these instead of Apple.
I know.
So anyway, we'll see.
I just like now I'm just playing actively. I'm playing for pivots. I'm playing for volume. If anything I do, it will be a stock not breaking the previous low, holding some sort of short or long term. I'm just trying to play tactical. I don't know what that means. There's always an issue because I'm on both sides, ribbon being one.
Yeah.
But it made some good sales. But sometimes you don't know. It's just they're flipping left and right.
How are things going in the room?
Things are going there. They're fine. I don't know. Paul, Mark D. He fired us apparently. I don't know what happened there. But
yeah, okay.
Next,
you see Tesla. My
yes.
take on Tesla. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, and it was looking good too. But like I said, I have long-term trades. I'm putting in XP. Hold on, my XBI. I started nibbling in some Morgan Stanley, Chris Matella, XLP at 66.20. Why am I buying the XLP at 66.20? The staples. That's the weekly. Probably like around. Maybe I'll put some staples away here. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to rethink it. Matter of fact, no, 66.20. Yeah, my bid is around there. I'm not going to do that. I mean, that would be your example of it. Probably finds some sort of base, but probably doesn't hold for long. If I'm going to monthly charts for bases, it's not good.
No, it isn't.
I'm going for monthly. Forget about daily. Just for entry points, and the opposite side, I had a short plays.
What are you short?
SCS. I'm up in that though.
Okay.
I'm short Crocs.
Okay.
That breaks.
Yeah.
Well, that's on the precipice right here.
Yeah.
And that, you know,
Yeah,
that's it.
that could-
Well, I'm actually long UNG. I consider that a short. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
That's it. What are my longs?
That looks all right.
Ribbon. Well, UNG.
Yeah.
I'm long.
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
long? Long ribbon. You know, I didn't hold. I'm not building positions into these dogs like Square's positive, but into PayPal. You know, these aren't my type of. I'm not into these things. I'm not looking to build anything. The CFLT I actually like long term, and everybody's been talking about it because it hasn't broken yet. But kind of
Yeah.
like 4,200 analogy. This is
Yeah.
it's such a safe sector that if it doesn't come to fruition, it's going to flush, and then you're going to be down 10%. Then you're going to be down
You're right.
here, and then you'll be waiting for a bounce to the place where you originally thought you wanted
Yeah.
to buy it.
I agree.
So there are some stocks.
Good avoid.
Yeah, I had it for a couple of days. I'm not going to lie, and it didn't hold, and it just didn't hold. Some stocks I held.
All right.
Yeah.
Great discipline. Great discipline.
Well, another one that held good. I had this XPEV on Alex's recommendation. This stock looked incredible today. Looked like it was going to really go, and I had a lot of it. And I started punting it when it wasn't working, 17.95. I turned around, it was 17.56, but it was just one of those situations where I didn't want to have it to be almost like a CFLT where it should work and it probably will, but the risk to reward is it probably, if it doesn't, it'll be worse than the win that you hold for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's it. Coin was
All right,
holding.
Where do you want to wrap?
I
Where do
want
you
to
wanna
wrap
wrap
it in. Stay in the room. You know, stay with what's going on with sweeps. Stay what's going on. We'll look at sweeps right here, by the way.
Yeah, I saw some bearish sweeps out to November when you had your screen up before. PEP, I think, was the symbol.
Yeah, Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
They're still driving these things down. Riven, wise guy acting. They're buying.
Coin doesn't look so good.
I didn't think it looked that bad, Coach. I don't think it looks bad considering that Bitcoin is on the. I mean, it looks better than the other ones. Mara, Riot. I mean, it's, you know,
Yeah.
I don't play stocks. No, I don't play stocks for short squeeze. I really don't, because then you're stuck with a dog if they don't. But it
Right.
looks, you know, I'm just tactically trading. ARM, I put in bids this morning. I missed it. I wanted to put in bids. I posted my bids were in like 51.72. It's not a barn burner, but it's been
Yeah.
holding in okay, and it's not making new lows. And Micron's positive on it. At least was positive on the day.
That looks bad.
No, it looks better than a lot of other ones, Coach.
That looks okay.
I mean, you can go to Marvell Technology. You can go to ON
okay.
Semiconductor. You know, MU doesn't look too bad here. So,
yeah.
I listen. Everything when the market is very red, it's very easy to pick out some sort of positive or green stock, no matter even if it's up fractional. I learned that a long time ago. So, you know, there are some positives. I'm not saying they're probably going to wash down anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when accumulation is a process, it's not one day, right?
No.
And distribution, look how long it took this market to turn down.
But you know what, Coach, the longer it took not to turn down, and the longer it took that it didn't make sense why it didn't go down, was frustrating.
Oh, tell me about it.
Because
on my P&L too, you know.
Yeah, me too.
All right, but anyway, your take is, you know, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'd say tomorrow the market's hoping for a weaker number in some of the components, so that there could be some interest rate relief and follow through relief of a weaker dollar. And if that doesn't do it, if you know, bad news is not good news for the stock market, look out, because that'll be a change, because the correlation to the bond market's pretty tight. So if it's a weak number and yields drop, the market should be risk on. And if it doesn't happen, then people are changing their narrative to not about rates, but about economic weakness, you know, like people not buying food because they're, you know, maybe there's another reason. How about they're broke and they spent it on rent
Okay.
and they spent it on gas, and they spent it on medical bills and pharmaceuticals, and they're not buying as much food because they can't afford it. How about that?
I hear you.
I mean, food prices are pretty expensive.
Yeah, they
So,
are.
I mean, just even if you're buying less,
I think
you're
people are taking,
spending more. You're
I think that
spending more.
people are taking the diet drug just because they don't want to get hungry and spend money instead of losing weight.
That could, you know, I never thought about that till now.
Well, I think a
Yeah,
lot of angles, but
yeah. All right. All right. Well, anyway, you look like you're, you know, at a good body weight. You're
did
at
I,
you're at riding weight.
I'm at the high, I'm at the heaviest one in my family, and I'm
Oh,
up 21.
wow. All right, buddy. Well, good hunting the rest of the day, Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell some ribbon. Like,
Okay.
all right, guys, have a good day. Thanks for
All
sharing.
right.
We'll be in.
Hey, thanks for your transparency and showing your emotions. It's not fun to take heat,
That's
but
okay.
but you know what? Um, that's part of it.
It is part of it. We'll finish strong.
If you can't, yeah, if you can't do it, find something else to do. So don't just count your pips, count your blessings. So you guys have good luck, good hunting on the NFP tomorrow.
Okay, nice trading, everyone. Have a plan. Don't let your trades turn into positions, and know what you're buying. So if they do, at least they're solid positions going forward. Cheers.
See you, buddy.